Hello guys, this is too bright for me. So, I haven't been posting any uploads on any of my 3 channels yet. That's because this corona is taking any motivation that I have in me and destroying it. But I have recently played a new video game called Fire Emblem 3 Houses. The reason why I played it is because Byleth came to Smash, and that got me interested in Fire Emblem. And so my parents bought it for me.
We did.
And
But tell the people who are watching who is Byleth, because not all.
Byleth is the main character of Fire Emblem. He or she, depending on which gender you choose at the beginning of the game, is the one that can make decisions.
Yeah.
Because like you can choose how the character talks, what the character says.
Okay. And that's how you
Yeah, and
determine the
make a
flow of
decision.
the game.
Yes.
Okay.
There will be spoilers, sorry to say.
Okay.
But this game's been around for like 9 months already.
Okay, so you can do a review.
And it's not like there are a lot of people watching me anyway, so...
But those who watch appreciate your reviews very much. Okay.
So anyways, this game is great.
Yes.
First of all, the art style is beautiful.
Cool.
The CGI models and renders are great. The backgrounds look very nice. The battle animations are very good and cool. The game has some very nice color. The 2D cutscenes are really nice to look at. And just this game has a lot of visual appeal. And the character design is also very good.
Awesome.
Like for example, I took the Silver Snow route, and with that route, you go with Edelgard. And one of Edelgard's top units is Hubert,
Okay.
who is designed to look as scary as possible with only one eye and the other eye being covered up by black hair, along with a creepy smirk on his face.
Creepy what on his face?
Smirk.
Smirk. Oh, I see.
And if you decide to not join Edelgard's army by the end of chapter 1 and returning to the monastery, Hubert will be a part of Edelgard's army as the bad guys, and he can take you down.
Okay. But if you decide you do want to join...
Doesn't really matter, we're talking about the visuals.
Okay.
You know which design I really like?
Which
The
one?
Death Knight just really stuck out with me.
Cool.
And the Death Knight in general just stuck out with me. But it doesn't really matter. Now let's talk about the story. Now, the story is also great.
Cool.
First of all, the voice acting is very well done.
Awesome.
I really like Caspar, Bernadetta, and Petra's voice clips.
Okay.
Dorothy is very, very good, but for a different reason.
Okay.
And also, I really like this story in general. About the hero, there's a lot of lore in the history of Fodlin, and... Sorry, my dad is dancing in the background. Anyway,
yes.
And the hero's relics, relics, and how some people got corrupted after using them because they were unworthy, and they turned into malicious black beasts. Like there's a lot of lore in the game. And they like that you can make decisions in the game, like I previously stated.
Okay.
One of the most memorable moments in the game, again, this is a spoiler, for near the end of chapter 1, is when Solon, which is actually Tomas the librarian. Actually, Tomas the librarian is actually Solon,
Okay.
a member of those who slither in the dark, along with Death Knight. So it's when Solon kills Konya in order to activate the forbidden spell of Zaros and banishes Byleth into eternal darkness.
Oh gosh.
However, Sodus then appears in front of you. In case you don't know, Sodus is the progenitor god, and you first encounter in the first chapter when you get killed by the first boss you encounter. Well, not the first boss, but the first major enemy.
Okay.
Sodus has the ability to turn back time,
Oh.
and rewind in order so that you can do things that you haven't done at that time in order to change time. So, if you go the right path, then Sodus will merge with you and then into the sword of the creator. It will cut through the darkness, and then Solon will say something like, "So it seems the sword of the creator forbids even the fell star itself. Gets through the fell star itself." So yeah, that was a great moment. And then it became the Lang one, which is permanently my class for the game.
Awesome.
You know what I also liked about the game?
What?
The character.
Okay, so you can stand here so that does not distract you.
Yes.
Yes, okay.
Okay, so I really like the characters. They grow and change, that's for sure.
Yeah.
There are a lot of people who are revealed to be villains later on in the game. Like, for example,
You think they're your friends at the beginning and then they
do
turn
not.
out to be villains?
Jaritza is revealed to be the Death Knight. Monica, who just seemed like a regular monastery student, was revealed to be Konya. Thomas the librarian turned out to be Solon. Edelgard exacted revenge on the Church of Saros, and even Lady Rhea, the Archbishop goddess, turns into the Immaculate by the end of the game and tries to kill everyone.
Oh gosh, yes. We know that.
Although I will admit, I didn't really like that twist because it just feels like it came out of nowhere.
Yeah.
And although there was also the twist of hiding that Lady Rhea stored a crust stone inside of Byleth's chest in order to survive.
Oh no.
So that was really bad.
Yes.
But then there were the actual characters. So I took the Silver Snow route. It's the path where you go to Edelgard's path for the first chapter, but then split up with Edelgard in order to return to the monastery and stay with your students.
Okay.
So most of my units were good. Let me start it off with Bernadetta.
Bernadetta.
She is like extremely shy and always becomes afraid of everyone whenever she meets other people. Like
She's very
barely talk
awkward
without
and
screaming.
like okay.
Although she does become less shy and fearful later on. Hubert is hilariously terrifying. I can remember there was one interaction between Hubert and Bernadetta and it really made me laugh. Because Hubert is very terrifying and Bernadetta is just afraid of everything in ridiculous ways, so that really made me laugh. There's also Caspar, who Benjamin Diskin did a good job voicing him. He goes out to war very often without really thinking it through. Maybe not goes out to war, but fights other
But
people.
very, very
without
like,
thinking it through.
like.
And he loves eating.
Oh, that's cool.
He also has some nice blue hair.
Yeah, I like Casper.
Petra, she was originally from Brigid, but then moved on to the monastery. Therefore, she's a bit of a foreigner and doesn't really know the language, even by the end of the game.
Really?
But granted, she does know the language better than when she first came in.
Okay.
Linhardt, he spends most of his time researching crests and sleeping. And a lot of people do a disservice to him because he sleeps a lot and
So they make
often
fun of
sleeps
him.
during conversations, actually.
Oh, that's a bit. It can be a bit annoying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then there is the best unit in my whole group. Dorothea. First of all, she's extremely attractive.
Yes, that's important.
But that's not her only trait. She's an opera singer.
Oh.
She knows magic. She's really skilled with swords, and as a matter of fact, she's even a samurai. And she's a really good dancer. I got into the White Heron Cup, and she succeeded.
Wow. She sounds like a woman of many talents.
Yes, and they even married her by the end of the game.
Oh, you did. That's awesome.
You know what one of the most memorable characters?
Which one?
The Death Knight.
Oh, yeah, you said you liked him.
Yes. His looks, his deep voice, his powerful attacks, all of them just stick out to me.
Awesome.
And there's Silent and Flame. Silent is the Archbishop's servant, who is very strict and has a lot of authority, especially over his sister or daughter. I forgot. Maybe it's his daughter.
It's okay. Okay.
And which is honestly not very good. But that's just because I'm not very good at Fire Emblem. I had her equipped equipped with a spear most of the time.
Okay.
But
But
as it turns out, she's not good with the spear at all. So she really just needed some healing magic. That's what she's really good at.
okay. So good. So you used her healing magic.
Yeah, the character Catherine is pretty funny as opposed to Shamir, who's really serious.
And dark.
Yes, not dark,
Okay.
exactly, but serious and doesn't really laugh a lot.
Okay.
The gameplay is also great. It's a strategy game where you can move around and attack opponents. Now, it's kind of difficult, but still, I had a lot of fun playing it. The cinematics are what drive me to play the game. Fighting beasts can be very fun. They're like beasts,
Awesome. Yeah.
giant animals.
Giant animals and dragons.
Yes.
And monsters. Oh my. Okay.
And also, you can build support with your other units and potentially get them to S rank so that you can marry them.
Very good. Yeah, building relationships is a very important part of this game. I think.
Although the final boss did feel a bit cheap because it spammed attacks.
Okay.
Because it spammed the same attack and you had to kill all the golems in order to finally attack her. But I did beat it by the end of the game.
Yes, I think you did.
If I do have one thing to put out a flaw of, is that I played the Silver Snow route, and most of the game is set in the medieval time. However, Chapter 20, The City Without Light, all of a sudden takes a major change to a sci-fi with robots,
What's that all about?
blue and turquoise, and loud dubstep music playing in the background, but there's still mages and horsemen and what?
Very, very strange.
Yes.
Very strange.
There are also a lot of other nitpicks, but I won't get into them.
Okay.
To conclude, Fire Emblem is probably the greatest game I've played since Cuphead.
Wow.
I never got so immersed into a game. But in Cuphead, you couldn't marry a samurai magician who's also an opera singer.
That's right. And a very gifted dancer.
Yes. There are a few nitpicks, but overall this game is a 9 out of 10. I love it.
Awesome.
There are a lot more runs I need to do, so I'll play more often. And hopefully I get better. See you guys.
Bye. Very good review.